5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, you got some more from KZOR. It's KZOR from Cakeline. How you doing? Gaan het met julle? Gaan het goed? Mooi man. Mooi. The reason why I'm doing a review today is actually a typical review which I normally would not agree to do, and that is to test juices. So I'm going to taste 6 different juices today. They're all international juices, okay, available here at the vendors, but they're all imported. It's the fact that I know that taste is very subjective. So I don't really see the point in doing juice reviews, as my taste differs from somebody else's taste, and we all know that. But in any case though, there are a few people that have wanted me to do juice reviews in the past, and when I sent them the notes prior to doing the video, then they said I must rather leave the video. I think it's because I try to keep things honest. I find a juice nice, my wife finds it nice, and my daughter likes the smell and all that kind of stuff, and my friends as well. I mean, so I think I've got a very general taste. I've got four juices from the Beard Company. This is what their bottling looks like. Okay, there's a number 24, there's a number 71, there's a number 0, and there's a number 5. Okay, but they basically look the same. The bottling looks the same. All of those juices, all their bottles look exactly the same, except this guy. This is number 5. Right, it looks a bit different. Another juice I'm going to have a look at is something which is called Cakeline. It's that. Okay, so all of those juices are 16 milliliters, 60 milliliters, and they're all 3 milligram nicotines. Then there's additional one, which was also part of the competition. Now, I don't know if I told you this. I didn't purchase these juices. I weren't sent these juices, but I actually won them in a competition. And I told the vendor, which is Drip Society, Cruise 33 is the forum name. Very, very nice service which I received from these guys, but he included an additional one for me to actually have a look at, and this is this one. This is the only one which is not part of the competition prizes. But in any case, the last one is this, Loaded. Now, I think you guys know Loaded the best from the donuts which they make. Okay, but this is a 120 milliliter bottle, also 3 milligram juice. If you want to look at the packaging, typical packaging for the Beard Company is going to be this. It's going to come in these boxes, okay, with information on that side, the amount of nicotine on the top. So that's all their boxes, and obviously the white beard is going to be in a white box. Okay, white and gold, nice gold over there. So yeah, the Cakeline comes in a box which is like this. Okay, it's Cakeline. And then the last one is that. That's the packaging of the Cran-apple. That's what you have. One thing which I find when people review juices is they tend to become too complicated. All right, it's almost like wine tasting. The thing is, I like to keep it nice and simple. If I look at the description, what's on the bottle, that's what I want to taste. Okay, that's what I want to taste. I don't care for all the finer vanillas and the creams and stuff which is inside there, underlining this and binding that and going together. If it's salted caramel malt, and I want to taste that. Okay, I want to taste that. That's what I want to taste. I don't want to taste some other tractor tire with some other mushroom sauce over it. Okay, that's what I want to taste. And okay, now all these juices I have tested. I probably vaped about 5 milliliters of each of them through the course of this morning, 4 hours since delivery. But so I've got a very good idea, and I made some notes of each one of those, and I'm just going to read you those notes. Now, this is typically what somebody would do that wants to be too complicated, that wants to sound refined, a connoisseur of vape juice. Okay, so the first one which we're going to test is the salted caramel malt. Alright guys, so this is Beard number 24. Smooth, got no problem with that. I normally do the phalange test as well. Now the phalange test is when you take a drop and just put a small drop on your finger and just taste it. Now when I taste it like that, it tastes extremely strong, extremely sweet, a lot of caramel, but there's a harshness to it as well. But when I vape it, it's a different story. So my notes are the following. We have a Belgian caramel that has been placed in a selectively permeable container and salted in the shallows of the Monaga Bay of the Mediterranean. Removed after a week. Let's make sure. Yeah, it's removed after a week and then sweetened by sucrose. That has been extracted from the cane fields of Nicaragua, harvested by virgins between the age of 14 and 17. That's my idea of the first one. Now number 71 is the sweet and sour sugar peach. It's this guy. Now I detect a Clemson variety. It's a type of peach, if you guys that do not know. Yeah, it's a Clemson variety of the Prunus persica. That's a genus and species of a peach, but it's definitely the Clemson variety. Okay, I can taste that it's been placed in birchwood baskets after being picked before midday, and yeah, it has been picked in the Bagno Valley in Italy. No. Spain, definitely. Okay, so after being carefully matured at 15 degrees Celsius for 2 days, it was introduced to a solar produced 80-20 blend of sweet and sour, a sweet and sour syrup, to obtain a well balanced flavor fit for nobility after a 3-month nurturing campaign. The next one is 00. It is sweet tobacco. Okay, beard number 00. It's a sweet tobacco. And this was actually an interesting one. It was a bit difficult in the beginning, but I mean, as a world traveler, so sweet. As a world traveler, I can most of the times identify the ingredients and the procedure followed. So this one is I experienced a fountain of concentrated goodness of the small leaf species of the genus Nicotiana. Now, the leaves were only cut by the most attractive citizens of the small town of Montreux in Switzerland. And the reason why they do that is to avoid chemical buildup in the leaves due to stress, right? All right, now there's a sweetness that engulfs the tobacco, but it can only be the product of love that was emitted by the modern day druids responsible for this compilation. Now I also find a little hint of kabocha cream, which is made from goat's milk from Tibetan mountain goats. All right, and they normally use it to adhere the sweetness to the tobacco. Next one is beard number 5. It's this guy. It's supposed to be a strawberry cheesecake, or cheesecake with strawberry topped on it. Now I find this a very nice aroma that bluffs the olfactories in thinking something great is on the way. I think the juice was transported in crates of Norwegian pine, which does have the reputation of adding a blemish to its contents. I suspect the strawberries evolved into crusty gnome testicles, while the cheesecake decided to make babies with a white moldy bread. Best used when your nasal passages are blocked due to flu, or when you try to extract information out of a captive foreign spy. Cakeline. Now my notes on this is the following. It's a raspberry sensation that takes a tantalizing journey from the nostrils to the terminal alveoli. It forces me into a nostalgic moment at the Spoletta factory as a youth. The underlying yellow cake must be the infamous recipe of Grandma Toots that has remained unaltered for 40 generations now. The respiratory cilia start vibrating in anticipation of the next gush that will pass them. These are wild equator forest raspberries collected as a distinctly experience the presence of faint pigment of the inner skin. Cran-apple. Okay. My notes on this is the following. Perfectly balanced like a healthy marriage that is built on a foundation of compromise. The apple clutches onto the cranberries with an agreement of equal partnership. Smooth as Labrador's ears on both the inhale and exhale. One does not often experience the perfect use of the renowned temperamental raspberries from the gardens of Babylon. If the apples were picked 10 minutes earlier or later, then the recipe would have been ruined. Timing was an essential component of the success of this recipe. The first one, salted caramel malt, I liked it. I didn't like the taste on the finger, but it has got a salty caramel taste to it. It says exactly what it says. Okay, so if you're into caramel, into that type of flavor, for sure I would recommend it, most definitely. The second one, the sweet and sour peach, sugar peach. Now that was my favorite. I really liked that. Okay, I would easily give that a 9. The previous one, I'd give an 8. Very nice. Okay, the salty caramel, very nice. But the peach, sweet potatoes, I really like it. I like it a lot. Okay, what I don't find though is the sour aspect though. That's why I said in my notes, made fun of it and said it's an 80-20 sweet and sour combination. So I mean, but I still think the sour is there to actually add a nice component to the peach. Is probably needed to get this specific flavor. The third one, sweet tobacco. Now if you really like tobaccos and you like a sweet, you've got a sweet tooth as well, I find this very nice. Now I haven't done a lot of do-it-yourself with tobaccos. I never thought about sweetening tobacco so much, and it is actually very, very nice. Okay, so if you don't like a sweet tobacco, stay away from it. Okay, if you like a sweet tobacco, I would definitely recommend this. I will vape this for sure. I would give an 8 to the sweet tobacco, believe it or not. I don't even vape tobacco, but it's nice. And I would give a 9 to the peach. Now we come to number 5, which is the strawberry cheesecake. Now this little guy doesn't smell bad. It actually smells very nice. But I didn't like the taste of it that much. Okay, I didn't think it's a true representation. The strawberry you can actually experience, but not the cheesecake. So there's something off about that juice. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to taste like this, but it's definitely not. I think there must be something wrong with this juice, to be quite honest. But I didn't like this one. I didn't like this one at all. I give this guy a 4 out of 10. Okay, when it comes to the Cakeline, very nice. It's exactly what it says. Okay, it's a raspberry cake, or a cake with raspberry sprinkles, but it's a combination of those two. Now the raspberry I found to be overpowering, but it's a nice overpowering, if you know what I mean. That's why I mentioned in my notes the Spoletta factory. It's a very authentic raspberry taste. Not authentic, but I mean, if you take raspberry cool drink, that type of raspberry taste. I would also give this guy an 8. And the only reason why I don't give it an 8.5 is the fact that the cake is slightly subdued. Okay, is underlining to the raspberry, but it's still a very nice vape. So if you guys ever go into Drip Society and they've got this as a sample which you can go and test, do yourself a favor and go and test this and let me know what you think. Okay, and then last but not least is this guy. Now in my notes I said that, and I mean, you think I made a joke about the notes, but the underlying idea of those notes is still true. The fact that it's extremely well balanced juice concerning the apple and the cranberry component. It's very, very nice. Not one of these juices left a bad aftertaste. Not even the 4 out of 10. Okay, not any of them were harsh on the throat. They're all 3 milligram nicotine. I can't judge the 6s and the 12s and the 18s, whatever you guys are going to order, but I mean the 3s, they're great. There's nothing wrong with the smoothness, the blending. That's all very, very nice. But this guy as well, I'll give this guy an 8.5 out of 10. It's got the red apple inside of it. Okay, there might be green apple components to it as well, but it's very nice. And I'm actually so happy that 5 of these 6 juices was extremely nice. Description is what you must experience. It's simple. Okay, so all of these except the strawberry cheesecake, except beer number 5. Okay, I would not vape again. But all the others, I would definitely vape. I will finish these bottles. I'm looking forward to winning the next competition, because that's basically the only time I actually get juices, because I do my do-it-yourself. Just look here. Just look at all that, and all those little stands at the back there. All these things are all filled. So yeah, now you can understand why I don't often buy, because I make my own juice. Okay, so, but it's very nice to test other flavors out there as well. So yeah, Drip Society, you shouldn't have a problem selling these guys, except number 5. That's what I don't like. But as I said, it's the nice thing about taste preference. You might come along and you might not like the salted caramel. Okay, whereas I actually find it very much enjoyable. Cool beans. This is Kaiser signing off. Over and out. Bye bye.